Hey everyone, I'm Scouter Mike. I'm the Council Commissioner for Battlefields Council, and this is my daughter,
Aurora!
Aurora. Awesome. We're here to tell you a story, and I swear this happened to us, right? It happened to us.
No, it didn't.
Okay, I swear it happened to us.
No, it didn't.
Okay, it's an imaginary story, but it's pretty cool. So, when I was younger, I had an old pickup truck that didn't run very well. It constantly needed repair, but I couldn't afford anything better. So, one evening, we were driving home from camp in the mountains, because Ontario has such huge mountains, right? It started sputtering, the truck, not the mountains, which wasn't really a good sign because then it stopped running. But luckily for us, right, there was a farm up ahead. And the farm folk are good folk, right? So we stopped and we asked the farmer if we could use his phone to call for help. He didn't have a phone, right? So we asked him if we could spend the night in his barn, maybe use his tools the next morning to fix my truck so that, we could get home. And you know how farmers are, right? They're always willing to help. They're just like scouts, right? So this is going to be fine. He was so good, he even invited us over for dinner. So we had a beautiful dinner of beef and potatoes and beans, and then he showed us to the barn, and we laid out our sleeping bags on the straw. It was a really nice barn, right? I'm sure we could get a great night's sleep. But just as he was leaving, he said, there's one more thing that I should probably tell you about, right? Tell us about, right? So he took us over to a pile of straw, and he swept the straw away, right? Sweep, 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 sweep. And underneath there was a trap door, and we opened it. And there were stairs heading into the dark. So we went down the stairs, right? At the bottom of the stairs, there was a huge oak door with an iron bolt. The farmer pushed the bolt across and pulled the door open. And we walked through, down a narrow, dark tunnel. We encountered a steel door with a huge crossbar, and the farmer lifted it. And we walked on. A few yards in, there was a door made of clear, bulletproof glass, 12 inches thick, and it had a combination lock. And I watched as the farmer opened it, right? It was 12, 23, 7, and we swung the door open. Swing! Okay, so inside there was a huge cage with 3-inch round titanium bars. But the cage was nothing compared to the gigantic purple gorilla inside the cage. And the farmer said to us, right? He said, this is what I needed to show you. This is my purple gorilla. And you've got to promise me, I mean really promise me, that you will not touch him. Well, we looked at each other and laughed and said, that was the most ridiculous thing ever. I am not going to put my hands into a gigantic 3-inch titanium steel cage to pet a gigantic gorilla. And we said, don't worry, pal, we'll keep your secret. So we made our way back to the surface, right? So we closed the door, spun the lock, closed the steel door, lowered the bar, thunk, closed the oak door, slid the bolt in place. We climbed the stairs, got to the trap door, thunk, and then we spread the straw back over the trap door to hide it. Okay, well, we were pretty tired. So we laid in our sleeping bags, right? We laid in our sleeping bags and we hit the hay. Hit the hay! Get it, hit the hay, because it's a hay barn. Right? Forget it. All right, so we were thinking about this magnificent purple gorilla and how awesome it might be to touch it.
No, don't touch it. Okay, yeah.
Maybe we should, right? So finally, okay, the curiosity got the best of us, right? And we couldn't fight it any longer. So we jumped up, went over and brushed the straw from the trap door. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. We grabbed the iron ring and we opened the door. Okay, we went down the stairs. Okay, we pushed open the bolt on the oak door. Pulled open the door and walked through. Okay, we raised the crossbar on the steel door. Struggled to pull the door open and walked on. We came to the 12-inch thick bulletproof glass door and opened the combination lock. Do you remember the combination? It was 12, 23, 7. The door opens. We walked to the huge cage. made of 3-inch round titanium bars, and we gazed at the purple gorilla. So I reached out my hand just to touch him, and oh, I got him. He roared, staring at me with blood red eyes. Needless to say, we tore out of there and we ran to the glass door, turned around and ran over to the iron door, but we looked back and the glass door shattered into a million pieces. So we ran on and we got over to the steel door and we closed it. We lowered the crossbar and ran on. Slammed the oak door closed. Just as the steel door exploded off its hinges, I slid the bolt in place and scurried up the stairs. Dropped the trapdoor. Just then the oak door disintegrated into slivers no bigger than toothpicks. I didn't bother spreading the straw over the trapdoor. Instead, I ran to my truck, hoping to get there in time. But as I looked over, the trapdoor was flowing over. And then I looked over in the barn. The doors and the straw exploded. I turned the key into my truck and I could see the gorilla running across the yard. The truck didn't start. I tried again. This time, the engine turned over and came to life. Just as I was pulling the truck into gear, the gorilla grabbed the handle and tore the door completely off the truck. I stomped on the gas, but nothing happened. The gorilla, he was lifting the truck off the ground and I couldn't move. And we sat there helpless that this massive gorilla was gonna get us. And just then he came over and he stretched his hands over closer, and he tagged me. And just at that moment he said, "Tag, you're it." Oh, I looked at that farmer and I said, "Hey buddy, not my monkey, not my circus." And we drove off. Oh, high five. Yeah. Whew. Thanks everyone.
Bye.